Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Let Me Learn Ya. Today's video is part of my series Nutrition 101, Learning the Basics of Nutrition. And today's topic is, what the frick is nutrition anyway? What do you think nutrition is? Do you think it's just food? Do you think it's counting calories? Do you think it's all about weight loss? I ask these questions because myself and my colleagues included have noticed that dietitians, when people actually know who we are, tend to be thought of as the food police, the calorie counters, and the either obsessively trying to help people lose weight or telling everybody they shouldn't lose weight. Now we got two camps. It's fun. So let's set the record straight once and for all, okay? I think it's very important to understand this because it's going to change your entire outlook on nutrition. It did for me in my early 20s, which I'll tell you about when we get into the details. So the American Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, which is all things authority of nutrition in the United States, defines nutrition as thus: the science of food, the nutrients and other substances therein, their action, interaction, and balance in relation to health and disease, and the process by which the organism ingests, absorbs, transports, and utilizes, and excretes food substance. That last part was just a fancy way to say poops. I'm 2 years old. Basically what that means in Lana terms is nutrition is the science of how every little molecule and every little thing in a food interacts with every little molecule and every little thing in your body as it makes its way down your mouth hole in your tubes and then gets pooped out. And whether or not that whole complex, crazy Cirque du Soleil process results in disease or health. So what this means and why it should be important to you, I have narrowed down to 4 main points. Number 1, and this is the one that altered my whole mind frame around nutrition, everything you put in your body matters. Everything. Because it interacts with every molecule and every chemical and everything in your body. You eat a Cheeto, that Cheeto becomes skin cells and intestinal cells, and hopefully not the flaming hot Cheetos. Can you imagine if the flaming hot Cheetos became your intestinal cells? Yikes. That Cheeto becomes white blood cells and energy and all kinds of stuff. Your body is taking whatever it can from the food that you put in your mouth and making things out of it. It doesn't just go in and come out. When I was in my late 20s, food to me was basically 3 things: whether or not it tasted good, whether or not it shut up the grumbles in my stomach, and whether or not it made me fat or skinny. That was it. But when I came to the realization that how I feel, how I function, knowing that everything that I put in my body either becomes a part of my body or helps my body to either feel more tired, stressed, and cranky, or makes me feel happier, more energetic, and that it also interacts with the little microbes in my body, that I can influence what types of little dudes I have living in my body, the control. It completely changed my outlook on food. It made me have an entirely new respect for food. Number 2, nutrition is personal. Nobody on this planet is exactly the same. Identical twins don't have the same fingerprints, so they're not identical. And therefore, we all have different chemistry, different molecules, different organs, different parts. I have 2 sets of ureters, you guys. Just so you know, don't come coming to me if you need an extra one, because you ain't gonna get it. But most of you only have 1 set. Every food is even different and unique. It depends on where it's been processed, who made it, where was it grown, how long did it travel. And then every human being has different anatomy, physiology, biochemistry that then interacts with that food. So it is highly individual, highly personalized, and highly unique. Because of this, there is no right way. I'm gonna make sure that I say this loud and proud. There is no one diet to rule them all. There is no right diet for every person on this planet. And anybody saying differently is either ignorant or is selling you something. Number 3, nutrition is not just weight loss, which is what a lot of us seem to think it is. There is nothing about dieting, counting calories, cutting skin off chicken breast in that definition, because that's not what nutrition is all about. Dieting does not necessarily equate to health. And millions of you out there can attest to that. Nutrition is about the prevention of disease. It's about promoting health through food specifically. Promotion of health in every person, if we want to go back to point number 2, is individual. Therefore, nutrition could not always be about weight loss, period. That's the end of that story. Sick of talking about it, okay? Lastly, the one that annoys me the most, nutrition is a science. The very beginning of that definition was nutrition is the science of. I cannot tell you how many times people have told me that a doctor knows more about nutrition than I do, because they're trained in the sciences and the body and all of that. I can't tell you how many times I have had friends see what I was studying in school and be like, I thought you were studying nutrition. And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, well, that looks like chemistry. That looks like biochemistry. And I'm like, yeah, it is. I'm not faulting people for thinking that. It doesn't stop it from being annoying to me though. But I didn't think that either back in the day. I thought nutrition was about counting calories and eating steamed broccoli. But the point of this video is to share with you that that is not the case. Dietitians take more science classes than anything else. So in summary, nutrition is the science of how food interacts with the human body and whether or not that process promotes disease or health. It is not counting calories. It is not exercising. It is not doing Jane Fonda workouts. It is not steamed broccoli. It is not all of the nonsense that you've probably been told it is. If you're still confused on things, ask me in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video and have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!